I am very confident we have at least one individual in custody that's responsible for these shootings.
Now on Sunrise, an arrest in 5 murders in a quiet southern Indiana town. What police are saying about the case. Plus, Randall Chesser could get to go home today after spending days in the woods by himself. Hear from his mom about the boy's recovery. And more information about that deadly cantaloupe recall. More worries at the grocery store now on Wave 3 Sunrise.
Working for you. This is Wave 3 News Sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Sunrise. It's almost 6 o'clock on the 29th of September. I'm Jamie Weiss in for Jean this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Lots of news, including this. A teacher who says her kids aren't allowed to say God bless you after someone sneezes. That's got parents peeved. We'll talk about it and what you think about the idea. Right now, let's check in with meteorologist Christy Dutton for a first look at the forecast. Christy, I say a lot of bless yous now with those allergies.
Yes. Ragweed just off the charts and has been for a while. I know a lot of people are waiting for these nice cool temperatures and that first hard freeze to get rid of a lot of the pollen in the air. We're still going to have to wait a little while for it, although just a few days we'll have a little bit of frost out there. But let's talk about today. 56 degrees outside right now in Louisville, 53 in Fort Knox, and 51 in Shepherdsville. Winds at 3 miles an hour. We've had clearing skies. Look at these clouds moving out of here. And because of that, we've had some fog developing overnight, and we have fog out there right now. That may slow you down a little bit on the road, so be careful. May want to give yourself some extra time. Some areas of fog still expected at 8 o'clock this morning. Otherwise, it'll be burning off at that time. 56 degrees, 68 at noon, mostly sunny, and partly sunny skies at 4 p.m., 78 at that time. We're waiting on sunrise at 7:37. Let's head over to traffic, see how things are moving out there.
No accidents or broken downs on the board. I'm looking at 65 northbound at the fairgrounds. All clear here. You're on the gas all the way into downtown. That goes for South 65 as you cross the river as well. Southbound 71. No complaints so far from the Snyder into downtown. And taking a look at 64 near the Watterson. Very wide open so far this morning. Get traffic and weather on the 4s each weekday morning on 84 WHAS. I'm Dave Armbruster in the Total Traffic Center.
Dave, thanks so much for that update. Next week, look for a few more cars on your morning commute. That's because the Spirit of Jefferson shuttle is quitting service. The shuttle is still running until Friday as they wrap up the 2-week trial to see if more people would use it. A prominent architect is sharing his plan to avoid the Sherman-Minton mess. Remember this? The K&I Bridge only carries trains now. More than a decade ago, you could drive on it. Now Louisville architect Steve Weiser is doing some research and says we could cross the river in 5 other places for a lot less than the interstate expansion plan, about $100 million for each bridge.
Louisville is funding the state to the tune of about $1 billion that we do not receive. All we need to do is get 5% of that $1 billion, and we can fund one of these local access bridges.
Weiser's plan would require state lawmakers to change the funding formula for the city. Right now, a man is in custody and being questioned about the murders of 5 people in southeastern Indiana. Wave 3's Katie Bauer is following the new developments.
Indiana State Police arrested David Eisen on a robbery charge. While they aren't labeling him a suspect in these murders, they are considering him a very strong person of interest. Police say this surveillance video shows 46-year-old David Eisen attempting to rob a pharmacy armed with a gun last spring. This led to his arrest early Wednesday morning, but investigators believe he may be involved in a much more horrific crime.
I am very confident we have at least one individual in custody that's responsible for these shootings.
Sunday night in Franklin County near Laurel, 4 members of the Napier family, Angela, Melissa, Jacob, and Roy, were all found shot in the head. Their neighbor, Henry Smith, was found shot in the chest and beaten. A 4-year-old girl appears to be the only one in the home to survive. Mary Jane Kessler came across the little girl not long after the shootings, wandering alone and scared.
She said, "Somebody's got to help me." And I said, "What's the matter, baby?" And she said, "They're all dead." And I said, "Oh, well, who's dead?" And she said, "Mommy and Papa and Mama."
Katie Bauer, Wave 3 News.
New New on Sunrise, police in Crawford County are looking for a suspect right now in a deadly shooting overnight. It happened at the Oak Grove Apartments in Marengo. State police say when they arrived, they found a man dead with a gunshot wound and another man badly wounded. That second man was airlifted to University Hospital, and state police have started a death investigation. We'll pass on any new information to you as soon as we get it. Several residents are evacuated from their homes after explosives are discovered in a Meade County mobile home park. Officers were called to the Muldrow Trailer Park Wednesday afternoon. We're told the maintenance man was cleaning out a trailer where a family recently moved out and several pipe bombs were found.
It could have been somebody that just wanted to make them. It could have been somebody that had an ulterior motive for making them. We don't know at this time. We don't have enough evidence.
The Kentucky State Police Bomb Squad was called in, and we are now told the area is safe. The trial of a man accused of shooting and killing a Louisville teen picks back up this morning. Jury selection began Wednesday. Robin Lee Moore is charged with murder, tampering with evidence, and being a convicted felon in possession of a handgun. Police say he killed 17-year-old Charles Eldridge. It's a not guilty plea from the man arraigned this morning on murder charges. Police say Gary Muncie punched 38-year-old Donald Smith of Louisville Saturday night in Germantown. The coroner's office confirms Smith died from a traumatic brain injury caused by that punch. A benefit will be held this weekend in honor of former Cards football player Daniel Covington.
To keep this legacy alive by showing light, being positive, and loving people. And loving these kids and helping them have a great week is a great way to continue Daniel's legacy.
Saturday, family and friends will gather for the second annual Daniel Covington Memorial Golf Scramble in Jessamine County. Police say Covington got out of his car at 2nd and Liberty early last September, went through the open window of former Cards baseball player Isaiah House's SUV, and started assaulting House and his brother. House shot and killed Covington, then claimed self-defense. The Commonwealth's attorney determined House did not break the law. Last year, the event raised $7,000 towards a college scholarship in Daniel's memory. This year, the event will benefit a nonprofit that Daniel was very involved in, Indian Summer Camp for Kids with Cancer. The 7-year-old boy found days after he wandered off could head home today. We spoke with Randall Chesser's mother, who says she is thrilled to have her son back in her arms. Randall vanished on Saturday after playing outside. He was found Monday afternoon, 3 miles from his home.
To me, he must have been moving it, a whole time that he was out there. I mean, if he laid down anywhere, I'm sure it was under a tree. Today, he is jumping all over the bed, wanting to listen to country music, eating pork chops, mashed potatoes.
Beverly Chesser says Randall hasn't said much about why he wandered away, but he is back to his normal self. They started taking applications early yesterday, but in less than an hour, GE had all they could handle. The company is looking to fill only 480 positions at Appliance Park. The union president says the flood of applicants shows just how badly people need the jobs. Wave 3 is working for you. You can find a list of employers hiring in the area on the job link section of wave3.com. Next up, that massive cantaloupe recall called after more than a dozen people died. What you can do to protect yourself.
We have a chance of rain this evening and a major temperature takedown for tomorrow. We're going to see just how cold those temperatures are going to get after the break.
Can the rain